Welcome back to Gateways to Glendale College. Dave?
Welcome back. We have another terrific guest. You keep lining them up and they just keep coming right through here. This is another incredible story that we're going to have today.
Continuing our story about the kinds of support we do we have available for our students here at Glendale College, particularly first-generation college students. We just got through talking with Richard Mena, who talked about working with the students in the high school, and now we're transitioning to the community college, and when these students, which we'll see a first graduating class come in '04, they might come and meet Kevin Meza, who is a counselor here at Glendale College, and he works primarily with our transfer center and also with students, right?
Yeah.
But the particular program we really wanted to focus on was the freshman seminar. So give us a quick overview of the
freshman seminar. For me, growing up, and a lot of students whose parents didn't go to college, I think the advice parents give is do good in school. Do good in school. That was always drilled into our heads. But there wasn't much more advice they can give us because they didn't go to college. They can't talk about the technicalities and everything, but do good in school. And when you go to class, teachers say, study hard, study harder. You're not getting good grades, study harder. Well, what does that mean? And with this freshman seminar program, what we try to do is show these students the techniques of what it is to study hard. Because what does that mean? Just read like passionately when you're reading? No. It's what is the techniques to help the information stick to your brain. I tell my students. Sometimes they read something like throwing a tennis ball against the wall, it just bounces back. So try to make it like a Velcro thing. Stick to the wall, stick to your brain. Because reading things over and over again or just highlighting it doesn't really do much. And in this program, we teach them how to take notes effectively, how to review your notes, how to visit professors on office hours. That's another thing too, that a lot of students are intimidated by their instructors. And with this program, we link English instructors with counselors. So the students get to know their instructors and advisors and on a different setting, essentially. We have events for the students and the counselors to kind of come and meet and mingle, talk about college in an informal setting as well.
Do you have, when you say that, this is 100-year-old information, but they had some kind of little acronym that they used when we took this kind of class.
Yeah.
Do you have a methodology like that?
Yeah, there's lots of different acronyms.
Like study, review.
P2R, preview, read, review. There's a lot of different strategies, and a lot of them are pretty comprehensive and intimidate some of the students. So we showed a few different strategies for each thing. Here's 3 different strategies on how to read a textbook more effectively. Here's 3 different strategies on how to take notes more effectively. And students kind of pick and choose what suits their needs a little bit more. Again, for their needs, whatever the class requires. So,
better, but it stuck.
Yeah, it stuck. It's that Velcro thing. It just sticks
40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Are all freshmen eligible for this program, or how do you select?
Yeah, basically the only selection that students have to take an English placement exam, because all the English classes offered at Glendale College, all the writing courses, are going to be linked up with a student development class. So we just have to figure out what level of English that they are to match them up appropriately with their courses. And that's really the only criteria.
And this program has been going on for how long?
This is going to be our 2nd year. Last year was the 1st year. And last year we had about roughly 90 students. This year we're adding more sections, and we figure it's going to be about 120 to 140 students, depending on enrollment.
Now, do they get it like 1 unit, or?
Yeah, it's with the English class. Yeah, the student development class is 1 unit of Cal State transferable credit, and then the English classes are, I believe, 3 units. They're not transferable, but some of them are actually. The English 101 is. So it just depends on what level of English that they're in. And but these are pretty much, the English classes definitely are required courses they have to take anyway. And our class, again, the student development class, is something that they definitely are going to need to reach their goals. And some of them don't even know their goals. So this helps them try to figure things out as well.
Well, the students that, we talk about the first-generation college students, when they just have kind of like on automatic pilot come to Glendale College after high school, or how did they even get to us necessarily?
It runs a full spectrum. Some students, they're in high school, they're end of the year. Some friends are going off to 4-year universities. Some of them are just like, I guess I'm going to go somewhere. They've been in school for 12 years. Where else next? So they head into community college, and they show up, and they're not really sure what their future is, and they're kind of, do I really belong in college? So we get some of those. We also get some that come here as a strategy. I got into this particular school at a high school, but I want to get into a more selective school later on. So they come here, and the transfer requirements are not as competitive as freshman admission to a lot of these universities in terms of GPA. I mean, there's a lot more demands on the community college student than the high school students, but in terms of the grade point average requirement, it's not as intimidating. Plus, there's no SAT requirement, which, you know, it helps a lot of students, alleviates their fears. And some students, I mean, again, it's the full range of why students choose a community college.
It doesn't sound like, in some ways, it's changed much over the years.
Yeah, it's still the same
thing. I went to
thing.
community college, it's the same. You know, you could, but I know you have some success stories. Yeah,
from the different programs that we do. From this freshman seminar program, since it's a newer program, we're getting a little success along the way. I'm seeing a lot more students that I know normally wouldn't visit me in the counseling office. And that's a measure of success for myself. Because there are students who will struggle for a number of semesters or a number of years and then finally go in and get the help. But I think by me teaching the class to them, they feel comfortable with me to come in and work with whatever situation that they have, whether it be relationship problems, they come in about a boyfriend or girlfriend, or about they're having trouble in their math course or what have you. They come in for the help much earlier than they would normally. So that's one of the successes that we've had in the program. Also, too, in the transfer center, another area that I work out as well, the success stories are endless on that.
I bet they are.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, transfer information is very limited in the public eye. Most movies, most news press releases are freshman admission into the four-year college. And that's where you hear these 1,400 SAT scores and 4.3 GPAs and so forth. So not much is known about the transfer aspect of it. So when they come in my office, I show them some of what the requirements are, and hey, you can do it. And some of them, I beg them, here, apply to the school, we get you a fee waiver, just apply for me, we'll see what happens, you know. And sure enough, they get in. And I had a student last year, she was thinking about some UC schools. She thought about UCLA, and I love UCLA, I'm a Bruin. But with her grades, I said, apply to Berkeley, see what happens. She's like, oh, I'm never gonna get in. You know, I'm like, just here, you get another fee waiver. And she got in, and you know.
Is she there?
Yeah, she's gonna start this fall, and she's really happy and excited about the whole experience.
Great.
Yeah.
So you really work them through the transfer process too.
Yeah, exactly.
The initials OLHE. Let's talk just briefly about that. Just briefly about the organization, the actual organization for Latinos for higher education. Tell us a little bit about that. You're advisor to this
I'm
group.
the advisor, exactly. It's the Organization of Latinos for Higher Education, and the whole point, just like the freshman seminar, is to give students a sense of community at the community college. It's ironic, but most community colleges, students go there, take their classes, and go home. But what we're trying to do here is have that college experience at a community college, which is difficult sometimes because a lot of students work part-time or full-time. They're not here that often. But OLE gives students a chance to become more involved, to meet other students with the same goals, and to encourage and motivate each other along the way. And what we do is we have a lot of guest speakers come in, role models from the community who went through the community college system. In fact, some previous Glendale graduates have come back, talked about their paths and their experiences, and it's nice to see people, not necessarily just your ethnicity, but people with your same economic background, first generation to go to college and low income, to see that they made it. Here's how they did it. And these students need to be exposed to this information in order for them to see that there is a reason why they're in college, you know, and that's the rewards that they get after.
They need to know more about than just the economic rewards too, don't they?
Yeah, it's the opportunities, just the fulfilling part of it. A lot of students come in first, what classes I have to take? You know, I have to take these classes. And we try to show them these are classes that you get to take, or you can learn about these different ideas and areas, and the importance of networking and just enriching your opportunities, because if you look at the stats, most people change careers a number of times throughout their life. Back in the day, even my father worked for the same company for 30, 40 years, and that's kind of how it used to work. But now with so many people changing careers, you need to establish that networking base. You need to be flexible. And these are the skills that your education, plus the amount of time that you're involved, meeting other people, networking, are going to help you with those transitions later on.
And how do you get the word out about this program? How would a student find out about this program when he walked onto the campus here, a Latino student?
Okay, we do a number of different things throughout. The main voice, I think, is other OLE members. The mission is each OLE student member is to talk to other students, talk about the program. So that's one way. During the first few weeks, we're going to have recruitment tables on campus where they can walk around and get information about the group. They can also contact me directly, and my number is 818-240-1000, extension 5820. That's my line at Glendale College, and my email is kmeza@glendale.edu. That's where they can contact me directly. And that's probably the best way, but also, again, the first few weeks we're going to have a lot of recruitment campaigns and also an event within the first few weeks about whether it's going to be transfer or professional growth. We're going to have something so students can kind of see what we're about.
Well, how many members do you have?
We have about 120 people on our interest list, and we have about 35 to 40 that usually show up to these events.
Wow.
So we have a large pool.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just continually amazed. And we talk about this, Ann.
I know.
We haven't talked
We
about
say it all the
the
time,
you know, the
yeah.
best kept secret in town, the numerous programs that I've been involved with the college. You know, I went here. Of course, it wasn't anything like it is today. Or it wasn't as broad-based, but even been involved with the college with the foundation for the last 15 years. Absolutely no idea all the incredible programs that go on up here. And this is, hence, is one of the purposes of our Gateways of Glendale show, Gateways of Glendale College show, so we can inform the public what we have to offer up here at Glendale College. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. And you've been a wonderful guest.
Thank you.
And we thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule to join us today and fill us in with the freshman seminars program. And I thank you very much. And Ann, thank you. And thank you for joining us on another edition of Gateways to Glendale College.
Good. Thank you.